Matt here from CapForge, Bookkeeping and More. We work with business brokers all the time, helping them do more deals. How do we do that? I'll tell you, I used to be a business broker, and I'm sure that you run into exactly the same problem that I ran into all the time. Seller you are talking to who is interested in selling, wants to meet, you meet with them, you want to review their financials so you can do a valuation, figure out what they could get for their business, get a listing going, and there's where you run into the problem. Their financials are a disaster, or they're missing, or they're 6 months behind, or their CPA does them and only does them a year at a time, or whatever the case. The owner does them themselves and is months behind, or you look at them and they're completely inaccurate. They've got all kinds of problems. They're never going to pass muster with a buyer. They're certainly not going to qualify for any bank financing. The due diligence team is going to rip them to shreds, and essentially you're dead in the water. You can't sell the business the way it is now with the financials they've got. I know this happens all the time because I was a business broker for years, and I ran into this time and time again. Somebody wanted to sell, we'd sit down, it'd say, show me your numbers, and that's where the conversation stalled. What they had showed them just a complete disaster. Their tax returns would show they were losing money, they didn't have any good support for ad backs, their books were out of date, there was just clearly mistakes all over the place. It wasn't a good situation. It wasn't something I could take to market. Or if it was, I already knew going into it, I was gonna have all kinds of questions from the buyer. Explain this, explain that. Why does this look like this? How can you justify that? Where did this come from? It was a mess. On the flip side, when you have a business seller whose financials are clean and accurate and all the supporting documentation is ready to go, it's a breeze. The buyer can decide if they like the price or not, or what they want to offer, but the rest of it just goes along real smoothly. If you come to an agreement, you know it's not going to fall apart in financing, it's not going to fall apart in due diligence, and you're going to get to the finish line. Those deals were my favorite kind of deals because I didn't have to lose sleep at night wondering when the buyer was going to figure out the number that I'd already seen that was wrong was a problem. And of course, you owe them some responsibility to point this out and help them understand and represent good sellers and make sure everything goes smoothly. So those deals were just a nightmare from beginning to end. When the financials were a mess, it was problematic, or you couldn't even take them as a client. You couldn't sell the business because the numbers just weren't going to work for you. So that's what I can help with. I can take messy financials, missing financials, inaccurate financials, year-end summary financials, and I can turn them into beautiful month-by-month financial statements, P&L, and balance sheet that are accurate, supported, already have the ad backs broken out and documented. Everything is clean and good and ready to go. And I can do it in a couple of weeks, and I can do it for a fixed flat rate. We've done projects for less than $1,000 to clean up 2 to 3 years worth of bookkeeping. That's the exception. That's a very small or simple, straightforward business. But even a complex business, one that has multiple accounts, multiple owners, $2 or $3 million a year in revenue, needs a couple of years of bookkeeping recreated or cleaned up and fixed and made polished and nice and presentable. Those projects often run between $2,000 and $4,000, fixed flat rate. And the turnaround time is anywhere from as little as a week up to more likely 2 to 3 weeks. But it takes somebody from isn't going to get any offers or is only going to get lowball offers to looks clean and presentable and sharp and can get the price they deserve or even a premium price because everything is so clean and neat. The difference between clean books and messy books is huge as a business broker. It's huge as a seller, being able to get that business sold and present to a buyer something they can understand and they can source and see the documentation supports those numbers and feel confident in buying that business. So that's what we can do, is take those financials from messy or wrong or missing or out of date, or CPA hasn't gotten back to you in 2 to 3 weeks and won't get back to you for probably another month. We get back to people every single day, 24-hour turnaround time on all communication. We get the projects done fast. We get it done fast for a fixed flat rate. And once you go into due diligence, you've got buyers looking at it, you've got questions coming, we will include the support for those questions. We will answer those questions The buyer wants to know, the bank wants to know, where did you get this? How did you support that? Where's the documentation for this? All of that is included. We can continue to work with the seller month to month to keep those numbers updated and current each month until the business is sold. And again, we can do it at a very affordable rate, a rate that more than pays for itself between the difference of a business you can't sell and you can sell, or a business you can sell for a low price versus a very healthy and fair price considering what else is on the market. If that sounds like something you could use help with, maybe not every deal, but on some of the deals, or the deals that aren't even going to be deals unless the sellers can get their act together, I'd love to have that conversation, talk to you about what we can do, give you a specific, no obligation, no cost proposal for anybody that you have that might fit this profile. And I know there's tons of them out there because I was a business broker. I ran into this exact same thing. So love to have that conversation with you. Give us a call or check out the website, capforge.com, and get in touch and see if we can help.